Two men are building boats. They go to work every day, and every day find more problems. Each time either fixes something, there is a terrible storm that damages the boats. Finally, the boats are done, and the men can't wait to go out on the water. But there is another storm coming. The first man thinks God is trying to test me. The only thing to do is to show that I am ready to be tested. He sets sail. The second man thinks, God has been trying to tell me this whole time to leave this boat alone.
But I have worked too hard on it to leave it, and I won't now either, no matter what anyone is trying to tell me. Which of these men do you think will drown?
My heart is like an old tree whose roots had other plants. I have leaves in my teeth thinking of you.
Ready?
Spiders. Ugh.
You sure this is okay?
Yeah, she said just let ourselves in. I'm sure she'll be back soon.
Wow. Rustic.
Yeah.
Well, as long as the plumbing works.
Oh, about the plumbing.
Very funny.
Ooh, Tchotchke Central.
Mira's husband, was he a painter or a sculptor?
Painter.
Is that one of his?
Yeah, I think so.
Lots of books. You'll be right at home here.
Ooh, lots of alcohol. So will you. Jesus, Ava, look at this.
Hot damn. So this is what it looks like to be 100 miles from the nearest chai latte.
No, I mean, look at the ravine. Where's the ground?
Let's start over there somewhere.
Doesn't this make you just a bit nervous?
Why should it? Oh, I'd love to get a look at it from down there.
Yeah, listen, can we get settled first and then we can have Mountain Cabin Design 101?
What's the rush? Oh, I get it. You want to look nice for Kate, don't you? That's the rush.
That's ridiculous.
You leave a girl at the altar and a decade later you worry about making a good impression. Fine, but I get first shower.
You really are gonna like her.
I never said I wouldn't.
You haven't read one of her poems.
Never said I would.
I asked you to.
Kate.
Adam.
Shower's all yours, darling. Oh, hi. You must be Kate.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
And this is Clifford, my husband.
Call me Ford.
Like the car.
Like the truck.
And this is Adam.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is Ava.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So did you have an okay drive?
It was
I
lovely.
would not take these roads at night.
Why don't I show you to the bedrooms?
I can get mine.
What the hell? Let him. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for bringing the food. It didn't even occur to me.
Well, Mara said we might as well since it's such a trek into town. I don't know how she manages.
Twinkies. Excellent.
I think this should keep us for a few weeks.
Yeah. I do not know how Ava's gonna manage. 3 months without takeout.
It's nice that she could come.
Yeah.
It's nice that you could come.
Yeah.
Mira's really missed you. She said she hasn't seen you or heard from you.
I know. It's just, God, I've been busy the last couple of years. You know, they increased my course load, and then I got commissioned to do this public arts project. They want to put poetry on the subways. Go figure, right? Someone's got to organize it.
Always willing to do the dirty work, huh?
Yeah, no shit. Arts Council's the worst.
What are you teaching?
Poetry, rhetoric, etc.
We don't teach rhetoric at my school.
Oh, yeah? Where do you teach?
You wouldn't have heard of it. It's a community college.
No, that's as good a place as any to start.
Yes, well, I guess we can't all live off of grants and scholarships, Get invited straight into the Ivy League.
Sheer luck. All of it.
Something, isn't it? The house?
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering from inside, the living room seems to be cantilevered. I mean, to stick out over the
I
cliffs.
know what it means. I'm a contractor.
Architect.
Not another poet?
They disqualified me from the profession when I plagiarized Michael Jackson lyrics for a poetry contest in the 7th grade.
Beat it?
Thriller.
Quality song.
I can't wait to meet Mira.
I can't wait to see her.
Have you come here before?
No, we've been out of touch lately. We were close in college, though. You know, the kid she never had.
Adam talks about her poetry all the time, but never about her.
She'd probably prefer it that way. She always did think that her poetry was better written than her life. Babe, what are you doing?
Looking for the goddamn TV.
Ford.
What?
The point of coming out here was to get away from that sort of thing and relax.
I'd be a lot more relaxed if there was a goddamn TV.
There isn't. I already checked.
Shut up.
Ignore him.
Thought we'd trade like we used to.
I don't have a portfolio.
You haven't been writing?
Writing? I haven't even had time to sleep lately.
What have you been doing?
Saving the world. One ghetto at a time.
I've been teaching English as a second language.
Well, I guess somebody's got to do it. I didn't know you were interested in that.
I wasn't.
So you grew up together?
We lived a couple of blocks from each other.
Big blocks.
Kid had an actual house. I was in high school before I even heard of a yard. I just thought everybody lived in 8th floor walk-ups with broken windows and rats.
We live across town now, no rats.
Bonus.
We almost moved once. It's a funny story, actually.
It's not that funny.
This visiting professor from my department was looking for someone to work with him on a grant about the literature of immigration. Would have meant moving, as well as a full-ride scholarship for my PhD. Apparently this professor already had his eye on me, so all I really had to do was wine him and dine him a little bit.
We're all in it for the dinner parties, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, Ford got a little drunk at this one particular dinner party. This professor was standing at the drinks table trying to decide what to order. And Ford stood next to him for a minute. And then, just as there's this lull in conversation, he says, "Hey, Einstein, shit or get off the pot." Einstein was not amused.
Einstein was kind of a prick.
No grant then?
He'd chosen someone else by the end of the week.
You know, I've been meaning to say, you guys have really got to see this house from the outside. You can see the deck just sticking out over the ravine. It's like the floor and then nothing. Right, Ford?
Mm-hmm. There's no external supports holding up this room.
So the floor is like this. It's built on beams that are only supported on one end. It's built to be balanced that way. As long as each half of the one end is anchored securely enough, it doesn't matter what you stack on the other. See?
She took the dare.
What dare?
We dared Mira to build a house on nothing.
What?
Why?
Adam and Mira used to spend a lot of dinners arguing over ideas of structure.
Okay. Did you have beer in your school?
Mira didn't believe in forms, but Adam thought it was important to write within a framework.
Yeah, I was kind of anal about it.
How can you be anal about poetry? Doesn't that go against the point?
On the contrary, love, there's nothing so anal as an English pastoral ode.
A greeting is like striking a match that is too old to be sure of. You wait for the pinch of sulfur and the flare announcing that the stilts of your hands are no longer needed.
Impressions aren't enough.
Poetry needs bones.
She hated when you said that.
Well, it was pretentious.
In first conversations, you hold your breath, as with a kite, which you hold up by running, by looking at it and willing the wind into it. You know the air owes you nothing, but even so, you long for this kite to sit all by itself in the sky.
We used to disagree a lot about forms and grammar. She said there were crutches, not foundations.
So we dared her to live without them.
Dared her to build something without them.
And she said she'd do it. She said she'd build a house that didn't stand on anything.
Well, this house does stand on something.
This room doesn't.
But it's not like it's levitating.
Close enough.
Hey!
A first touch is the unthinkable bravery of pioneer crocuses, insistent through the snow, disguising with fresh yellows and purples the difficulty of waiting for spring to stand on its own legs.